Welcome to the St. James Show. I am your host, your prelate, your presider. I am St. James, bringing you whatever I feel interesting. What's up, everybody? I see some people in the chat already. Make sure as you're coming in that you are doing what I always ask you to do. I always ask you to like. Thank you for watching, but I need you to like. I need you to share right now. All right? Feel free to comment respectfully in the chat and subscribe. Become a member. The link is in the description of this video. And also support the St. James Show as always. And if you didn't see, mods, we have some direction, all right? So we want to make sure our doorkeepers, our mods, make sure you hide all comments that YouTube hides. When it comes up in the back and it's hidden, you hide it too. Remove all alternative language. Remove comments with excessive emojis. All right, let's just do excessive emojis. All right, time out unruly subscribers for at least 5 minutes. If they keep cutting up, 24 hours. And at the end of the live, make sure you submit all names to me if they need to be excommunicated from the St. James Show and the Carnal Church sector. All right, go ahead and submit those names to me, maybe via Instagram. All right, who do we have up in here? We have our doorkeepers here, JP and Inspire. All y'all folks in here, make sure you're hitting like right now. All right, Mike Moore. I'm not going to go through everybody since our guest is here. We're going to bring him right up and we're going to get right to it. He is none other than the one of God's best songwriters, gospel artists, Christian artists, inspirational artists, choir masters, coach, all that and more. I want to bring to you none other than my buddy, Mr. DeWayne Woods.
What's going on? How are you?
I am good, man. How are you?
I am excellent. I cannot complain at all. Thank you so much for having me on. This is exciting.
Man, I'm so happy to have you on. I was excited when I saw the new single, which we'll get to a little bit later. But okay. I was like, man, I got to have Dwayne on here.
Yeah, exactly. Especially we've known each other for as long as we have to be on the show. Now I feel like I really mean something.
Yes, you do. You are. Let me see. The last time I actually saw you was in London.
In London, yeah, exactly. During the music and arts. And are you excited about next year? You excited about next year?
I am super excited, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But welcome again to the St. James Show. Man, what good comes out of Kansas City, Missouri?
Well, me, number one, of course.
All right, that's a good start.
You can't put KC down now. I'm trying to tell you some incredible talent is from the Kansas City, Missouri area. I mean, I can name talent after talent. I mean, you got Crystal Rucker, you got Tommy and Toby, you got Isaac Cates, you got so many great groups that have come out of there. And I am, of course, born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. I live in San Diego, California right now, but that is where I literally got my brewing is from Kansas City, and learning all of the things that I've learned, being involved in the groups that I've been involved in with Joy Unlimited and These Are They and Elements of Faith, and just growing up in the gospel community there. It is a strong community. So I'm excited to say that I am Kansas City born and raised.
I heard that. Like who growing up, who were your mentors that you kind of looked to and kind of formed your musical career off of?
Absolutely. I actually literally got started as a kid in the Mount Vernon Missionary Baptist Church. I sat alongside a phenomenal director. Her name was Doris Johnson. She was one of the first ones to see the gift of God in me. And so she would see me in choir rehearsal, and my mother sang. My mother was a recording artist as well. She still sings to this day, but she always makes this running joke that I basically took over what she was doing in the industry. So when I came out, she was like, okay, I'll just let you run and just take it. But she was a recording artist in her own right. And so working at Mount Vernon, of course, my family was heavily involved in music, but it was Doris Johnson who saw me and said, you know what? On Sunday mornings, you stand here beside me. You can direct the choir along with me. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just flinging
Yeah.
my arms. But that's just kind of the training that I had even as a kid. And then 13 years old, actually a little bit earlier than that, around 11 years old, I joined a community choir called Joy Unlimited Youth Workshop Choir. And from there, I got my tutelage under Victor Jones, Patricia Wilson, just two incredible talents that saw so much in me. My first song, my first recordings, all of that came at the age of 11, 12, around in there, and just started,
Wow.
it just kept going from there.
That age is really crazy because I started, directing at 12 years old as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
around there, I guess we just had it in us so much. We just had to, and people just, and it's good, like you're mentioning these people, because when the people see it in you and they trust you, even as a little kid.
Absolutely. They know that there's a gift there. And of course they're able to see it because I'm pretty sure that their upbringing and their start was around the same time as well. So it's just amazing to just see how generation after generation, you just see how people grow from such a young age and get involved in what it is they get involved in.
Wow. I see you got a little puppy back there.
I do, yeah, my babies. They love to see they love to come and mess with me.
How many do you have?
I have two. I have two babies. I have a French bulldog and I have a Bernedoodle. That's the big boy that you probably see running around in the background. 80 pounds. Pray for me.
Man, I'll let y'all have it. Did you, from Kansas to San Diego, was there some in-betweens there?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've lived in New York for a time. Of course, in my time that I was with John P. Key, I was living in North Carolina as well.
Oh, wow.
So that's where my connection with not only John P. Key, with Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers as well, just being in the North Carolina area. I've lived in Atlanta. I actually moved to San Diego from Atlanta, Georgia. I've lived in Chicago. So I've lived all over. I've lived a very adventurous life and a blessed life. I can honestly say that.
Man, I mean, and tell us about John. I didn't know you actually were John for a while.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was on the Show Up record. So if you go back and look at
I probably knew that, but didn't realize.
Didn't realize it. Yeah. If you go back and you look at the old videos, I sang "I Shall Survive," and I also did a song called "I Surrender" on that project.
That's me. Did. No, I remember that.
Absolutely. I had the chicken grease on my face. That's what Kim Burrell, whenever she sees me, she always messing with me. You the boy with that chicken grease on the side of your face. Yes, that is me.
I remember that now. Yes, you did. But I think I really, really started to know who you were with Tri-City.
Of course, yeah.
How did that come about with Donald Lawrence and Tri-City and type of thing?
I stalked Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
You said you stalked them.
I stalked. I want you to know I stalked the Tri-City Singers. I had an opportunity. I was traveling with a young group called SCLC, Southern Christian Leadership Conference Choir in Kansas City, Missouri, and we were doing the Bobby Jones Gospel Fest. And I would never forget that was Tri-City's first appearance on Bobby Jones. They came in, we saw this group come in with the African apparel on. And at first, we weren't used to seeing any kind of branding of that nature in gospel music at that time. So when they came in, of course, we were all looking at them like they were crazy until they hit the stage. And we heard that drum loop go off and they start singing Personal Friend. And I was like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to be able to work with them one day.
That was that crazy mind of Donald Lawrence.
Exactly. I mean, it was just brilliant. Everything about the presentation itself was just absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And so I got a chance to see them a couple of times after that, and I would just always make sure that I made my presence known. I let them know, hey, I love you guys. I'm going to be working with y'all one day. They see this little kid making this declaration, but I mean, I meant it from the bottom of my heart. I had a chance meeting with Donald while I was traveling with a stage play called A Good Man Is Hard to Find. And in that play, Donald, LeJune Thompson and Cedric Thompson were both in the production as well. So Donald came to support them, and he actually remembered me from being with John P. Key and New Life. And so that's where our meeting happened. He had me come in and audition, and he was like, you know what? You don't really have to do much. I already know your gift. I already know what you have to do, what God has called you to do.
Right.
Come on and join us. And I've been a member it's been almost 30 years that I've been with Tri-City Singers.
Wow,
Believe it or
that's
not.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go on to do your own stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, with the help of Donald Lawrence, I formed a group in Kansas City back in '97 called When Singers Meet. And
Yeah.
he would always tell me, I was only really doing the group as just a concert in the city
Mhm.
because I had not done a concert in years. And he came, Donald was one of my special guests at the concert, and he looked at me after the concert was over and he said, "You really need to rethink this group and make sure you
Mm.
keep them together." And so we stayed together. We did our first project. And he said, "If you just continue to hold on, God is putting an opportunity in my hands, and I'm going to make sure that I take good care of you." And he honored his word. And that's where the industry itself got a chance to hear DeWayne Woods and When Singers Meet. Of course, when we came out with the first record and released Let Go, Let God,
Yeah.
and some of the things from my previous independent project that we put out were all inclusive of that record as well. So it's been an interesting journey, but it's been a phenomenal journey, one that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world.
Speaking of that, Let Go, Let God, how did you
Mm.
come across PJ Morton writing this song for you?
Well, again, it's another stalker situation. Just listen, when you want to work with somebody, you got to make God know that you want to work with them. And so
Right.
I was a humongous fan. PJ had during that time had just come out with Freestyle Nation. And so
Wow.
I fell in love with his soulfulness. I fell in love with his gift. And I was just like, this is the type of sound that I feel like would be perfect in the gospel industry. And so we reached out to PJ. And believe it or not, when we reached out to him, he said, "I do have a song, but it's actually been pitched to a couple of other groups, which was
Mhm.
Standard. And it was also pitched to Dave Hollister. But at the time, neither one of them had taken Let Go. And so I got a chance to go to Atlanta. I met with him. He played Let Go for me. I cried in the studio. I said, whatever we got to do, we got to make this happen. Played a little bit for Donald. The very next week, we was back and we was making the song itself happen. And so God knew
Yeah.
that song was supposed to be birthed.
And the
Uh,
ones who
uh,
passed, they're kicking themselves right
anytime I see the guys from Standard or anytime I see Dave, we always talk about it. And believe it or not, when we were getting ready for the second project, in the middle of it, which was Isaac's song, was pitched to me first. We didn't take it, and it
now.
went
Oh,
to
wow.
Isaac. So it's like, hey, we was able to do a trade off in that moment.
Oh, wow. Before we continue, everybody, please make sure that you hit that like button for me and that you remember to share right now.
Oh yeah.
And make sure that you are commenting respectfully and also subscribe to the St. James Show, all right? Make sure that you are a faithful member over here at the
Oh
Carnal
yes.
Church sector. All
Say it how
right.
you say it again. What is it? You said it's the Carnal Church.
The Carnal Church sector. I mean,
That's so good.
from the
That's
official
so much fun.
prelate of that sector there,
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Man, that song, it's crazy how I remember, I think you were on that panel when they were talking about Walter, and Donald had mentioned about how Daryl Coley didn't like When Sunday
When
Comes,
Sunday comes, absolutely. Absolutely.
but then had to come back and say, thank you. This song has carried me for years.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I guess, Let Go, people still want to hear you sing that song.
Believe it or not, it's well over 20 years later, and
Yeah.
the message still rings the same. There's still the same emotion when people hear the intro, and I'll never get tired of singing it. It's a reminder for me daily that, hey, I don't have it. I can't handle it. God, you got it. I'm letting go, and I'm gonna let you have your way.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, one of the songs that I slipped up in, you sound, I listened to it over and over again. It was one of my songs, but Sailing? Oh my God. Is that Christopher Cross, right?
It's Christopher Cross. I actually had an opportunity to speak with him during COVID,
Okay.
was when we were actually working on Sailing, and he
Mm-hmm.
mentioned to us that was probably one of the best arrangements that he had heard of people that have redone
Dwayne,
his songs.
it's wonderful. And in the chat, all my saints over here, make
Hmm.
sure you or go download this. This was in 2020, right? A single?
It was 2020, sure was, yeah.
But let me tell you, if you love that Christopher Cross, this is a great, great, what they call them, feature or cover
Remake,
of it or what
cover,
have you.
yep,
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
it's amazing. I would say you go there and you download that. And I
Wow,
just had
thank
it going
you.
and going and going. I'm like, I didn't know that, Dwayne. I didn't know you did it. So
Well, you
one
know,
of my
believe it or not, I actually I have a bit of R&B kind of roots within me, within my career, because
yeah,
during the time
yeah.
that I was singing with John Key, I was also singing with Atlantic Star, which
Mm.
was really, really
Really?
amazing. Yeah, really amazing to me. I've done uh, two records with them. I toured with
Mm.
them for a number of years. We've done a lot of things overseas together. And even if you go to like their Instagram page and all of that, they do shout outs to me all the time
Oh
because I was a
wow.
part of that family. Yeah, so having that soulful kind of R&B feel has always been a part of my life. One of my favorite
Mhm.
male vocalists was Donny Hathaway.
Oh
I mean, he
man.
was
Oh
just one of those
definitely.
ones that knew how to take a song and interpret it. You felt every lyric. And so that's just become a part of what it is that I do as well. So, of course, gospel music is my roots, but I appreciate having those moments where you just kind of just croon and you just tell a story with a song. And that's
I
how
don't
Sailor
really
came about.
I don't really think you can be a lover of music and only like one type of music
Absolutely.
or only
Absolutely.
sing one type of music. How can you really
Absolutely.
say, "Oh, I just love music. Music is in me," when you
But I
only
only
really
sing this.
yeah,
You have to
yeah.
branch out. You have to let your talent, let your skill go far past what you are used to. And sometimes it takes you out of your comfort zone, but it increases what it is that have to present to people. And so it increases your
Mhm.
audience, it increases your reach, all of that. So I
Yeah.
love it. I absolutely love it.
Nicolette Robinson's They Miss You in Greenville, South Carolina.
These are my girls, my twin girls from Greenville. Those are my
Oh
babies. I
wow.
miss y'all too, and I love y'all too.
I saw you were in down in San Diego. You were doing a Sunday Soul type of
hmm
thing recently.
Yeah. That was actually, yeah, just a couple of weeks ago. It's called Soul Sunday. It's
Mhm.
of course, the Black community in San Diego is probably one of the smallest communities. So it's one of those opportunities that they have once a month where the whole community just kind of gets together in one place and we
Right.
just mingle together. We fan out together. We just enjoy music. And so I've been one that have attended for the last few years that I've been here. And so to be able to headline it a couple of weeks ago was just like a dream come true for me. And so I was like,
Yeah.
let's go in and just and of course I did our R&B. I did a little
Yeah.
bit of let go within the audience, but it just gave me
Mhm.
an opportunity to just sing about love and just have a great
Yeah.
time on a Sunday night, and then make people. We took one of the songs, and of course, the worship leader in me is gonna always come out no matter where I am.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Mhm.
the saint in me is just gonna
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah.
So of course I'm singing about one thing, but I have to let the people know, hey, what I'm really singing about is my relationship with Jesus. But
Right. The
again, it's just an
ultimate love.
opportunity. Absolutely, the ultimate
Yeah.
love. And so it was just a great, great, great time. And it's in downtown San Diego. And I live in downtown, and I was walking the other day, and I was just like, God, I can't believe that you just allowed my voice to ring throughout the neighborhood that
Yeah.
I live
Yeah.
in. So it was just absolutely phenomenal.
Let me tell you, I love San Diego.
Oh yeah, it's such
I
a beautiful
absolutely love
place.
it. Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
here, and I have to admit, I got here and got settled.
Yeah.
I have to say
Yeah.
that. So that's why it's been so long since I produced music, and because I just needed to grow, I just needed to live, I just needed to experience life, and get myself to a place to where I was ready to be able to produce something and have something to say about God, and have something to say in the industry. So I love being here. It's a beautiful, beautiful city.
Now, was there something that were you wasn't in the mind frame to even want to do more music? What?
It was really that. When I moved here, I was in a broken space, I have to admit.
Mm,
So it was just a time of healing for me, and which was
mm,
probably the most important thing. A lot of times we feel like we could just go out and just sing and just sing and just sing and give
yeah.
out and give out and give out. And then when you are suffering on the inside, you
Right.
have to
Right.
take a minute and say, you know what, God, work on me. And that's what I literally needed, was just that time just to kind of settle myself, learn, grow. I work with a phenomenal church here. called the Bayview Church.
The
So it was an
baby. Okay.
opportunity. Yeah, Bayview Church. So it also gave me an opportunity to be loved on by a church. You know,
Yeah.
we experience a lot of church hurt. And if you've worked in church for a long time, you know what I'm talking about.
Because
And so
we got to sing, we got to do praise and worship. They don't care how you feel; they just want to feel good.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So to come here and
Yeah,
to be a part of a church that really focused on mental health, and they wanted to see
yeah,
people
yeah.
live well, you know, to see people understand what it means to do life together, and not
Hmm.
just church, but to be able to do life together. I needed all of that because that's what made me whole, and that's what makes me ready to do what it is that I'm ready to do now. So I needed that time. I needed
You
that
know, our
time.
buddy G, he always brags about it. You know, he
Yeah.
loves.
You
You know,
can't say G's name without taking a minute and just laughing.
I
Come
know.
on. G, we love you. You know that.
Yes, we do, sir. Yes, we do, man. And if you don't, he was a Edwin Hawkins for those, and he was Edwin Hawkins' assistant. He's down there
Yeah,
with the DeWayne now. So yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. He's just a great, great,
man.
great guy. But yeah.
Speaking of that, what kind of impact did these two have on you,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Edwin Walter Hawkins?
Even as a kid, I was sharing it on the panel. The very first voices that I remember hearing in my home was the Hawkins family. It was
Yeah.
that Love Alive record. That's one of
Mm,
those ones that record was so important to my mother that we literally took the day and
mm.
everything stopped. And that was the only thing. We all just sat around. We just listened to that record, and I studied that record for years. I studied it so much. I wanted to be a Hawkins. If
Oh
there was
yeah,
a way
definitely.
that my DNA could have been registered as Hawkins, I wanted to make that happen. And they impacted my life throughout the years. Of course, their music. I would sing all of their music. Of course, being a part of churches, and then, but not just that, having an opportunity to meet them, to work with
Mhm.
them, to
Yeah,
personally be guided by them, just to
yeah,
understand their spirit, understand their heart, to hear them preach, hear Bishop preach, just all of it was so many moments that I can just recall of how they've really, really, really poured into me. And that's what I loved about the Hawkins. It wasn't just the fact that they were who they were; it was who
yeah.
they were to me, literally. You know, and they were just incredible people, and just not just Walter and Edwin, the entire family.
The entire
And
family.
I'm like,
Yeah,
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 absolutely. They just in their own way, they all have some kind of a little way that they have either said something or
yeah.
you know smiled or gave a touch or you know just encouragement and being out here, I used to did not understand it because we would always say, you know, they really kind of live in their own world. But of course,
Mhm.
being in California, it really is a world
It's
within itself.
different.
It is completely different. And so being out here, I really understand it. So for
Yeah,
them to reach out and really get to know who people are when they really are in their own silo was absolutely phenomenal as well because you just felt like you were just in the presence of royalty all the time.
yeah. You know,
Yeah,
and the thing with that, I connected with them. It's like, you know, they're so down to earth,
they are.
but
It's really ridiculous.
but but down to earth, beautifully talented, gifted people.
Hmm. Hmm.
But and you can actually, you know, I used to have some people say, "Oh man, they're horrible." I mean, they portray one way
Hmm.
on stage,
But
but
they're somewhere else.
everything was just
They were
well rounded.
absolutely the same. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
And they gave you reasons to study them. I mean,
right, right.
nobody was dressing like them when
Yeah,
they were doing what they
no,
were doing. Nobody sounded like them. So now you're trying to emulate not just their sound, you're trying to emulate that look, that class
right.
about you. I mean, yeah, somebody said, Tremaine, do it for exactly. I'm the exact same. Even to this day,
Even to this day,
I
yeah.
was the assistant vocal director for Richard Smallwood's tribute just a
Uh-huh.
few minutes
And
ago,
let me tell
and
you something.
oh
That was
Lord,
one of the best tributes I
it
have
was
seen.
amazing. It was
You did a
amazing.
wonderful job, but you know your choral director skills and vocal direction skills. I mean, I know why you got Donald's eyes and ears. I know, because
Wow.
you are amazing in that
Thank you
area.
so
And I
much.
really
And
didn't
he
see it.
knows. Donald knows I'm gonna pay attention to detail, but I'm gonna also pay
Mm,
attention to the detail of how he would pay attention to it as well.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
so he knows that his fingerprint, his stamp is still there, whether he's there or not. He knows that his
Right.
stamp is there. And of course, the whole thing was curated by Donald
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
night. But I mean, it Vision, they sounded exactly the same.
Amazing.
It sounded so. Of course, going into that rehearsal, it's just like, okay, number one, let me calm down because I'm a fan. I'm going in as a fan. Let
Before
me
I
just make
fan
sure
out
that
myself.
exactly
Yeah.
before I fan out my own self, and then
Yeah.
of course you're working with the artist that you're working with. It was just absolutely amazing, and of course, Lady Tremaine was one of the talents
Yeah.
on that day, and
Karen Clark.
Karen Clark. Oh man, the list goes on. BB Winans,
BB. Yeah.
John Holiday. It was, and then the original lead singers from Vision as well, Marred
Right.
and Cherie and it was just so many phenomenal people that were there, and so it still blows my mind to this day.
Yeah, it was just amazing to me to listen to that. It was so nostalgic because those songs when I was a kid growing up in the Bay Area, Richard was my thing. I think it was my second tape I bought. I think my first one was Milton Brunson, and I think the second one was
Richard.
Richard. So,
Exactly.
but that I bought. But in our house we had all the Hawkins and all the
Of course,
Andres
yeah.
and James.
They're
Cleveland.
the soundtrack of our
Yeah.
lives. This is the reason why we are the way that we are, because these are the people who shoulders we stand on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh man, it was just really so amazing just to see what was going on in London last year. So let's look at this.
I am Bruce.
Tell me about your thoughts in regards to the Music and Arts Global that you're a part of, and we saw you directing there, and you are a co-choir master for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
With Jonathan Greer.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, what can you say to have so many representations from different countries, and all of our voices blending together? Some of the people in there, they couldn't speak a lick of English.
Right.
But the minute you get them those lyrics in front of them, and you start teaching them the phonics, you start teaching them the technique, and then all of our voices blend together as one sound. I mean, it felt like heaven.
Yeah.
It literally did. It felt like, and for Donald to have such a vision, I mean, he literally worked years and years and years upon end, just cultivating those relationships so that we were all able to come together with one sound. And it was such an easy 3 days. I mean, what have been on, like 20 something songs?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't even sing like that because it was so good.
It was so good and effortless almost.
Singing.
Yeah.
We just But the thing about it, we sat back and we're like, come on, Donald, get this Music and Arts. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
But as we all should know, Donald going to work in his time.
He's going to work in his time, and
because when he presented that thing, it was unbelievable.
And we were able to really understand why he put in the work that he put. I mean, of course, he knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that he wanted to take Edwin's vision, Uncle Ed's vision, and take it further. And he knew the only way that he could do it was to do it with that type of presentation. And so that's why I'm saying we're still living off of the excitement of London, and now to know that we're getting ready to go to Stockholm next year, and it's gonna be even greater. And so I'm excited. I'm really, really, really excited. I'm
May
excited
1st
about hearing
to
that.
25th.
Absolutely.
Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah.
Man.
Listen, if you miss London, I'm guarantee you will not want to miss Stockholm. I mean, it's going to be.
Yes.
It is literally life changing, because we're used to doing what it is that we do here in America.
Yeah, which we're used to doing it. We can do it with our eyes closed. We can,
Absolutely. But to get around people that admire what it is that we do, they emulate what it is that we do, and then you have an opportunity to do it with them, that's a whole nother ball game. A whole nother ball game.
And I just felt that they really, really love and appreciate gospel.
They do.
We created and
Absolutely.
worked so hard
and we're used to it.
And we're used to it. We take it for granted a lot of times.
Absolutely. Yep. But
I didn't feel that over there.
They were hungry for it. And to them, the life change for them was to be able to do what they always loved to hear done with the people that they love to hear do it. That was like a major thing. And so a lot of different relationships have come from that. I've traveled to Latvia with one of the choirs that was from there as well.
I was going to say, I think you picked up quite a few relationships.
I did. I picked up some relationships. My alto section, I was with the alto section, and so they were like, hey, you got to make sure you're with us in Stockholm as well. And so I just loved building those relationships and had such a phenomenal time during that time.
That's amazing. Now you're in Bayview right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have an awesome single right now. Let's hear a little bit of that single. I think I have some here. Run. Somehow.
I had so much fun. Yeah.
Tell us about Somehow. How did that come about? Did you write it? Did someone else write it? How did that come about?
Absolutely. It was actually written and produced by a young man. His name is Zeke Listenby. You know his name. He is the recent producer for Ricky Diller's latest record.
Oh wow.
And so he's an incredible talent. And believe it or not, we have been working on Somehow since 2014. He would present it one way. Zeke's mind is really bad. I have to say this. He's so creative. He's one of those ones that he could pick up any instrument and he could play it. And so he would send me different arrangements of it, and we would just take pieces from different arrangements. And it'd been since 2014, and then we just kind of stopped. James Hall actually produced that song as well on his as it's on his solo record that he did.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a few more years and just kind of let it sit, let it dwell a little bit. And one day I was driving along in the car, and I was going through old demos, and somehow it came on again. And I said, you know what? I think it's time to put it out the way that our heart said to put it out. And so I hit Zeke and was like, hey, can we still do something? I know you did it with James, but can we do it the way that we did it? And he was like, absolutely, let's make it happen. And so we just got together, got the files together, redid it a little bit, let him work a few things as well. And this is what you have now. And so it's been a long time in the making, but I believe that it's definitely time. And the people have really, really, really been receptive to it. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely.
So it's available on all streaming platforms.
Streaming platforms.
Everybody in here now, everybody that's going to watch the replay, wants you to go to your most favorite streaming and download Somehow, stream it, do whatever you want.
Over and 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 over. Add it to a playlist, do whatever you got to do.
Yes.
But the reception again. Yeah. It's been a minute since I produced music. It's been a minute since a friend of mine and they said, and so I was really nervous I'm extremely nervous. I've literally somehow has actually been finished and ready to put out since the spring of last year. And I just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. But now is the time. And you all have been responding in such a positive way. And I can't say thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Someone's dropping in. They want to say a little something to you.
Okay. Well, look at here.
Ted Winn, everybody.
How did y'all get this to happen? This is my buddy right here. I love you, Ted. I love you.
Songwriter, artist, activist, Mr. Ted Winn himself. Welcome to the St. James Show.
Thank you. My pleasure to be here. I'm happy to be here and celebrate this new single, Somehow, for my longtime friend, DeWayne Woods. This song it's great. It sounds like, when I heard it, the first time, I was like, this definitely sounds like something Dwayne would sing. And he's very good singing too, if you haven't heard it.
You played a little bit of it. I'm gonna play it again in a minute.
Yeah, it's really great. I think that the message is timely too. We're living in a moment, well, maybe for some of us always, where there seems to be a lot of unrest and people are feeling uneasy and people are feeling like, hopeless in certain instances, or just feeling exhausted and depleted. And so I think that this song, as it reflects, on Dwayne's personal testimony, just at the beginning, we talked about thinking about my life and where I should have been and where I could have been, but somehow I made it. Somehow God still brought me through. I think it's such a very timely message as well.
Absolutely. Especially coming out of all of the things that we've been coming out of the last few years. We just need that reminder that somehow God's going to make it happen for us. He's going to bring us through.
Yeah, we are a resilient people, and that is, humanity broadly, people of faith, Black folks. Like we all are people who have traversed tough times, and the one thing we can say about it is that God's record is good. That we can always count on our faith as an instrument of strength, and sometimes giving us peace through adversity, and helping us just to be focused on what the purpose and point of it all is. Sometimes that gets lost, but to live life to the fullest and to be a light where we can, to be helpful where we can, to uplift people where we can, to do what we can when we can. We don't always have it, but when we do, it's our responsibility to give it. So I'm very excited about this song. I just heard Dwayne talking about how long it's been, and I think all of us as creatives go through that sometimes. When you're like, what am I to say this time? And what is that going to be like? And are people going to enjoy it? Because people say, it's not about the people and it's not about that. And, folks are deep and spiritual, but it is.
You're looking at the screen.
It is absolutely.
Yeah, you care. All of us who do art in any form want it to be received by as many people as possible, because the intent of our art is to impact people's lives. Right? It's to help people. It is to inspire people. It is to encourage people. And so, that's really important for us, no matter what we're doing. So it does matter. So I understand the angst, but I'm glad that he moved past that and
thank you
and released the song, because it's great.
Were you instrumental in pushing him along?
I was not.
He was. He will say that, but Ted knows. We'll be in text conversation, and I'll be like, Ted, listen to this. I did this. Let me know what you think about it. And I value Ted's opinion, because we've been doing this a long time. Ted and I have known each other since I was probably about 12 or so, maybe. And so, and so, I value.
I mean, we were children, literally minors.
Yes, exactly. And so, always working together.
So I think that, Dwayne will send me music, but I just, he's really an impeccable artist. And when I say that, I mean just the level of discipline and proficiency that he brings to the space is really incredible. It's admirable, honestly. Like small things. We were doing a tour years ago, and I had a song. I was doing a song "God Believes in You." It was my first solo single, and we were in rehearsal. I don't know if it happened before I got there or when I got there, whatever point, but there was just like one little part, a soprano note. I don't even know if Dwayne even remembers this. And he changed it from like an E flat to an F. And I was like, oh, that's really good. Like that. Just that little thing like really made that part of the song better. So again, his instinct, his ear, you know, as an artist, as a singer, as an arranger, as a producer, is really incredible. And I think that I don't think he gets enough credit for that, actually.
Yeah,
but it's really great. He's really great at what he does.
I saw a even better Dwayne in London. I was like, wow. He's good.
Very good. Yeah. I think that's part of the challenge, you know, in the gospel music space is sometimes not having enough visibility, not having enough outlets and platforms to really kind of profile what it is that each person does. Right. You know, sometimes that gets lost. You know, the kind of and also we are just so accustomed to, you know, really talented people. Like both of you know, you can go to a small storefront church and hear somebody like, "Oh my God!" Like,
amazing. Yeah.
You know, we're really spoiled, I think, in that way. So sometimes I think we also take it for granted, and don't really value the level of excellence and professionalism that the people in this space actually have.
Right.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You speak so well, Ted.
Doesn't he?
You speak so well. I've taught you well. I've done
you
well.
But it's always good because sometimes as friends, we take each other's gifts for granted. Like if me and my friend do something, like you two are so close friends, but I appreciate the affirmation that Ted can give and you can give each other. But just wanted Ted to drop in and see if he had anything to say. And
That's
I see
so
he
special.
did.
Thank you. Yes, he did. He did.
I did. So
thank you so much, brother.
Who's watching and listening, you know, please support the single and the catalog. But, you know, specifically right now, support the song Somehow by Dwayne Woods. It's a great song, and I think you should add it to your playlist. Workout playlist, sleep playlist, prayer playlist, meditation playlist, whatever playlist you have.
Right.
So put it on there and share the music. I think it's really important too. And after this conversation, I'm going to do the same. I don't think that sometimes we understand like little things can matter. Just like posting somebody's song in your story. Doesn't cost anything but a few seconds. But the people who are following you might not be familiar with the artist or may not know. So it's help. Everything we do can help. So I'm glad I could stop by and say something. I'm honored that I was able to do this, and I love you, Dwayne, and I love what you.
I love you too, brother. You know that,
and I'm very, very happy and excited for you.
You know, we can't let this moment happen and not talk about Ted's music as well.
No, it's not about my music.
It's all about your music, brother. I don't care how you feel about it. It's about all of us for the kingdom.
Make sure you get at Ted Winn Instagram.
Yeah,
social media.
You see my name, so yeah. If you want to,
yes.
If you're bored one day, you want to listen to some music, there you go.
I'm trying to tell you to change your life.
SaintJamesShow wants Ted back, so we can talk to you.
I think so too.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Ted. Appreciate you.
You're quite welcome. Y'all be easy. Love you.
Right. You too. Love you, brother.
I just wanted to surprise you really quick and just kind of.
That's absolutely wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. So it's just always great to hear from people that you know really love you and really appreciate you.
Yeah, because you know we hear it from people who don't know us, and we think that the people that know us and just are used to us don't really appreciate what we do. Absolutely. So it's always good to hear some affirmation from somebody who really loves you and who really is close. Y'all been friends since you were minors, as he says.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
You know, that's one more time. Single. Some people said they already downloaded. Some people said
they
purchased it. So
good. Thank you. It all helps. Trust me, it all helps. I really appreciate each and every one of you.
I just wanted to have you on, have a little talk, catch up with you, promote your single. Now his YouTube channel is in the description box, and I think we put it up here as well. So make sure you're hitting up on his YouTube channel and also and Instagram, right?
Yes, absolutely. D Woody D. You got it right there.
Right there. So make sure that you hit him up right there on Instagram and all social media platforms. Support, support, support. Download, download, and share. That's what we want everyone to do.
That's what we want. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, Coach Sharita, I wasn't going to keep you long. So
this was amazing. You know, anytime you need me, you can just give us a call. We're going to make it happen. Absolutely.
And she's all the way in Germany, Darnita Williams.
Yes. Thank you, my sister.
We want you to push it out there in Germany, Darnita.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah. So that's right. Hashtag somehow right now in the chat for me. Will everyone do that? Hashtag somehow right now. Even if you're in the replay, make sure that you hashtag in the comments somehow and you download. All right.
I love it. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much, Dwayne. I appreciate you for saying yes and coming through. And any last words for us?
I'm just looking forward to what God has in store. We have a new EP that will be coming out in the fall. So we're not just doing just a single, but we have more music that is coming. I'm excited about it. A phenomenal song that's going to be probably our next single, written by Daryl Walls as well.
Oh wow! Okay.
So yeah, it's just trying to reach out and make something great happen, because it's been a minute since we put out some new music. So I'm excited.
When is the book
coming? When is the book coming? Oh, trust me, I have a lot in me. My pastor and I are working on a couple of things as well, talking about music and preaching and the marriage of the two. So there's a lot of things that are coming up that I promise we're gonna make you guys proud.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you, man. Look forward to seeing you. I hope I'll see you before Sweden. I want to see you.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you will.
I love going down south, so I'm got to get down there. And I told G now I owe him dinner or something.
Oh yeah. You don't owe G nothing.
He ain't gonna pass up no food now. I know that.
Exactly.
Man, I appreciate you. I'm not gonna hold you any longer. Everybody, they're hashtagging somehow. So we want to make sure that y'all. Yeah, we are getting that. I appreciate you, man. You go and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much.
Bless you. Take care.
All right, everybody. Did you enjoy Mr. DeWayne Woods? Man, he's great. And boy, I tell you, if you hang over here at the St. James Show, you're always going to have a special surprise. So we appreciate Mr. Ted Winn for dropping by. Next time I tell him, bring Sherry with you. No, I'm just playing. So yeah, thank you so much. Not going to be a long live. Just wanted to really talk to Dwayne, get that information out there. How's the chat doing? How y'all doing in their mods? I think we didn't have no hiccups today up in the chat. So I appreciate each and every one of you. So we will be back sooner than you think. So make sure you are subscribed to the St. James Show and that you are paying attention to the community board, my community wall, actually, on YouTube. And if you would like to support the channel, right there is where you can support $ St. James Show. And there is your Zelle and and PayPal, the St. James Show at att.net. Make sure that you are supporting some more, so we can keep the lights on and we can keep giving you this real good content and entertainment, bringing you even more gospel artists, spiritual artists, inspirational artists. That's what I like to do. All right, y'all. So make sure you are. Thank you so much, JP. We'll be seeing JP soon and very soon. Shanae's in the building. Thank you so much, Armand Smith. Everybody, I really appreciate you. We are getting out of here. Enjoy your Taco Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah. Enjoy your Taco Tuesday. And we will see you soon. Let me get that off there. We'll see you soon, everybody. Appreciate you.